Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today I'm just my hands up till about here. That's it. That's all I am. And we're going to go through all the stuff that I have in my gig bag. This is not the bag I keep my instruments in, but the bag I keep all the stuff I need out freelancing for my instruments and playing in. This is the bag that I use. It's just like something I got on Amazon for camping, I think. Just kind of that really super lightweight fabric. It's kind of water resistant and it's very like tear resistant. This has been through some hard times and it has no damage at all. And it holds all of this stuff. I'll show you right now. This goes in my backpack, by the way. I always travel with a backpack in my instrument, and this is what goes in my backpack. So let's look at what goes in there. First thing, this is no specific order. It's my little breathing tube. I go on and off about keeping this in the backpack. It goes together like this because a lot of times I don't use it, but every once in a while I do want to have it. And lately I've been keeping it in there. It is super annoying though because it always falls out at the worst time and always makes this noise. So this might come out actually. Next up is tuner metronome. I have a bunch of these older Korg models from Drum Corps. This is one that was used in 2011, I think. I'm not sure whose it was. I have like 6 of them. And just super useful to have. It's got a nice basic tuner, nice basic metronome, and honestly, I use these all the time. I have one for here at home, and then I have one on the move. Up next is something totally unrelated. What material is this? Delrin, maybe? Just a nice light hammer, because every once in a while, working on instruments, you want to hit them. And this is good for getting valves out. It's good for tapping things into place. It's not going to damage the brass because it's going to damage itself first. Super useful for a lot of stuff. I've actually used this a ton. It used to be in the Mouthpiece repair kit that I have, because that's what it came with, but it was actually more useful to keep in this bag. So it goes with me everywhere. Some cleaning stuff. I have cleaning rod sheaths for small bore, which is the red one, and for large bore, which is the blue one. And I have a microfiber cloth, and these get used all the time for all sorts of things. You're kind of wondering, like, where's your cleaning rod? We'll get to that in a moment. But this is super good for cleaning on the go. I mean, I use these at home as well, but they always stay in the bag. And then the microfiber can be used for like 20 different things. You can polish the horn with it. You can clean the slide with it. Clean up spills. I use these all the time. And of course, my cleaning rod is this cool thing from Griego, which is the aluminum multi-piece cleaning rod. It's very similar to what you would use on like a shotgun. They have a pretty similar cleaning rod to this, and it has a T handle that goes in the top, just like so, and it doesn't take up any space, obviously, inside my bag. Usually I would have like a real cleaning rod, but that's hard to bring in a case because the cases I have don't have a space for them. And so I got this, and I actually really don't like using it. It's kind of awkward. You have to put the whole thing together, and it kind of unscrews itself when you use it. But if I have nothing else, this is what I use, and it's way better than not having a cleaning rod, which is what I've had to do in the past. If I'm carrying a gig bag or something, there's no way to carry a cleaning rod in it. So this has already paid for itself. Super useful. Next up, more repair stuff. Screwdriver. This is like an electronic screwdriver. It has 4 different heads. It's got this small side, Phillip, and flathead. And then, or maybe that was a big side. Nope, this is the big side. Slightly larger Phillips and flathead. And a lot of times you need really, really skinny bits for working on instruments. So this small side flathead is good for taking out valves and stuff. Honestly, it comes up all the time that I need a screwdriver, and I'd rather have a dedicated screwdriver like this than a multi-tool where it's kind of awkward to use. And this costs like, I don't even know, like $2 or something. And I might have gotten it at a hardware store. I can't even remember. Super low quality, but man, it gets the job done. And I've used it like twice this week already. More repair stuff. my non-marking pliers. So again, like the hammer, you don't want to use tools that are going to damage the brass. You want to use tools that are going to damage themselves. And these pliers, which have 2 settings, which is very handy, have plastic grip surfaces, I guess is what you would call them. So if I need to take out a lead pipe or loosen something that's not a screw, or all sorts of different things, like if the slide lock nut is stuck on the trombone, you open it up to this, you put this on there, give it a nice turn, and you're not going to mar the surfaces on the trombone. You're going to mar the surfaces on this. As you can see, these are not in great shape because I've used them so much. I actually probably should get new ones, but these are also on Amazon, and they're like $15, and they have paid for themselves over and over and over and over and over again by making themselves so useful. Some lube stuff. So always got to have lubes with me, right? I've got the heavy tuning slide grease from Ultra Pure in here. I've got the bearing oils, and then I also have this handy dandy actual grenade pouch that has normal tuning slide grease, some Yamaha, which I use on all my instruments, some valve oil, which I use on all of my instruments, and another one of these. So for some reason, I have 2 of these with me at all times. Don't worry about it. It's better to have too much than too little. Nope, that one goes in there. Always have to have lubes with me, and these all get used on all my instruments, so I just keep them all in one place instead of in the cases for their instruments. I have this with me at all times. This is my Leather Specialties trombone strap. I use it at Disneyland on bass trombone, and just in case I forget the one that goes with a specific instrument, because I have something for everything basically, this is the backup, so I can just adjust it and fit it to anything that I have. Never go anywhere without a grip aid, and this, kind of my favorite one. It's so nice, very comfortable, and they're pretty easy to get. I wonder what size this is. I might have to get another one. Something that everyone should have, maybe not like exactly like this, but just close to this, is earplugs. These are custom molded to my ears. They make these for us at Disneyland. They've even got my initials on them and everything. These I don't actually prefer. These are my backups I use in my day-to-day use. These Etymotic earplugs, and I'll probably, well, these are my backup set. I go through these like they're candy. I constantly lose them and break them. But I usually have 2 or 3 sets of these in my backpack because I use them in all sorts of other activities as well, not just playing. But these stay in the gig bag. They actually protect at higher decibel ratings, so if I have a really loud gig, I'll probably wear these. And I always have some of these around. And the most fun things, of course, is mouthpieces. I've got my standard bass trombone mouthpiece right now. I'm on my Greg Black 1G, 0.312, number 2. This is the one I use at Disneyland, and just kind of the one that I keep in the bag at all times, just in case I need a bass trombone mouthpiece. That's the one. And I use a Doug Elliott mouthpiece pouch because they're so nice and soft. I love these things. And then, of course, I don't only play bass trombone, I play tenor trombones, and I have my tenor trombone mouthpieces. Got my Grego 1C for large tenor, and I have my Doug Elliott small bore mouthpiece as well. Always have these with me because you never know when something might come up and be like, oh, someone needs to borrow something, or I need to play something. I have those with me. And lately, because I'm not really sure what rim size I should be using on the Doug Elliott, I have my other rim. So I have my narrow 104 on the mouthpiece, and I have the 103 here just in case the 104 is too big. And that's it. A whole bunch of stuff. It all fits in that bag. It's a little bit bulky, a little bit heavy, but I'd rather have all that stuff and not need it than to need it and not have it. I've already had backup mouthpieces come in handy. I use the tools all the time. I clean the slides with that cleaning rod, even though it kind of sucks, all the time. Everything in there is super useful. I actually got rid of a bunch of superfluous stuff, and that's only the stuff that matters now. Maybe minus extra lube or 2. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Think about your own gig bags. It's fun stuff.